doctors. Yes, it is Captain PP Day. Captain Penis. Da, da, da. Oh my goodness. I wish I could. I wish I could be like. I tried to chat and my chat is frozen, so I can't actually type to respond. So sorry. I have been spending the past 10 minutes trying to say, "Hey, Spoopy, yeah." So, uh, it is Thursday. It is my long stream, and I couldn't be more pleased because today we're gonna tackle my nemesis, the color 939. Um, there's a couple spots left that we got to do. We're gonna get a color page finish. We're not gonna get a page finish. That happened on Divine Instinct on Monday. Um, so I'm gonna be here today till noon and tomorrow 10 to noon. It's gonna be wild and crazy because today's chock-a block full for me. Like I have this till noon, and then I have a staff meeting, and then I have work. So it's gonna be busy. Oh. 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 Sorry. Yeah, and my long stream is also the stream where I have like the least amount of time to wake up. So that's what you're seeing here. So, Tuesday, eye doctor's appointment. My eyes have not had any notable progression. Currently, like, even though they don't have lines or anything like this, because I do have a smidge of vanity. Just a smidge. I got lineless progressives. So my progression went up a little bit, but not enough to have to change my prescription. And I had what is called a cotton spot in one of my eyes, which has disappeared with all the laser work and the eye injections that I've been getting. So good stuff. Oh, that's a Hachimon. Sorry, apparently, like, my chat one of my chats are not working. Oh, yeah, and it's not a whole lot of 939, mind you, but I've missed the Hachimon. So, if I don't respond, it's because my chat that I was looking at is not freezing. I have like 2 or 3 chat windows up just because something's off about my OBS today. If you guys can see and hear me, that's all I need. I can open up windows to be able to see people talking at me. But oh my goodness! So I have been working on a lot of retail stuff. My Destroyer is someone I co-stream with on every other Friday, and she was one of the first people to watch me stream. She would show up like just as I was getting to log off. She'd say something like, "Hey, nice stream," and I was like, "Oh my goodness!" So I've been working on a project for her, and it's in pieces because with the work that I do, it's more sculpture than just like the agurugami, than the stuffies. So let me show what I got done yesterday. Now, mind you, she did win. She did win presents in January, but I was working on this way beforehand. So, oh my goodness, and I have to have these long pieces of string because the wire has to be sewn in. But wings. Dast is a very much a bird lover, and she loves the color purple. So I did custom yarn. This yarn, there is no other yarn with this color pattern out there, and there will never be any more after I use what I have. But wings for her phoenix, it's a pretty good sized bird. I've gently placed it together, and I can honestly say I am proud of myself for the work that went into this bird. Uh, uh, but I have a few accessory feathers left to do, and I have the feet left to do, and then I can assemble the project and get it out to her. But that's what I did yesterday. Is I got those wings done, and I've been managing to stay warm. It has been something cold here. Sorry. And unfortunately, my brain isn't translating well, so I'm going to be using freedom units. It's been yesterday we had a high of 10. Um, that was our high, was 10 degrees freedom units, and our lows at night have been -7. Um, -10 was one of the nights, so been working been working quite a bit to keep the stove going. So at the top of each hour, I'm going to take a short break so I can go down and feed the stove. Because husband creature was up all night keeping it going, so it's my turn to make sure that it doesn't get cold while he sleeps. Okay, okay. So we only have a small bit of 939 to do. It is relatively. It should be relatively painless comparatively. We have this little area here. It goes. There's a big chunk that goes down this way, and then just a little bit on this corner. And let me zoom out a bit. There's a clump there. I'm doing the squinty eyes because I can't see it too well. And then yeah, there's little flecks here and there, but it shouldn't. If I would shut up and start, it shouldn't take too long. Okay. Let's see if I can get my big chat to work because I am blind. Live dog. I got the multicast, but I like my Twitch chat to be working, which is not. Okay, well that's just frustrating. I will just go over to Twitch. Let's just be real. That's not what I wanted. That's not what I wanted either. Ah. Oh no. Can't pop it out. Eh. It's kind of fun. I have a. Oh, it might be because I'm already. And back. Can you guys actually see me? Or. because I'm blank on my own screen, which is probably for the better, but I want to make sure that I am actually being seen. Okay. Because I know I'm very, like, I can be very descriptive in my words, but if I don't know I'm not being seen, I'm not. I'll be like, hey, look at that thing over there, and everybody will be like, Oh, and I do have my, oh. So, Hutchie, since you've been gone, I've like rearranged where I sit. I've rearranged my entire craft area. I've I've kind of gotten organized. Like, let's not put too much credit on some things, but I have kind of organized a little bit. Let's see, la 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 la. I'm just trying to move stuff around so I can actually see. That doesn't help me any. Oh well. I can at least see, just I can interact on Twitch now. I got new shelving units so that I get a little bit more natural light. Yeah, there's been oh, I have the dogs crying. Those haven't changed. The dogs haven't changed. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I've been in reality, I've just been trying to like organize like my retail aspect, like so that I when I'm not on air, I can actually be trying to brain and words, so I can try to organize my craft fair stuff. Which it's helped a lot, honestly. Today today in my very little downtime, I'm trying to kit up my big diamond painting because I like when they give me the DMC colors on the diamond painting, because I do keep my spare dots, like any sort of diamond painting project that I have, whether it be the pictures that I do for myself, my art, and my friends, or whether it be the little keychains that I do for sale. I keep the dots afterwards because I do have, and I actually do create some original works that don't come from the kits. But the big project that I'm working on, or kitting up, I should say, I am getting the colors all together, getting them in little separate containers, and I'm using my leftovers from other kits in order to use those up. I know I'm always going to have leftovers, especially with the bigger projects, but I would prefer to not overflow my projects. Use what I have and then open new stuff. Um, let's see, like it's right back here. If you look at, you're looking at my peeps. Let me. I showed it on Friday. It's a huge dragon one. I'll send you a picture in Discord. It's just it's big. I'm using the same piece of uh wood that I put Hogwarts on, and it takes up the entire length of. It's actually longer than Hogwarts was. Um, it's a pretty big piece, and I'll have pictures once I get working on it. Be putting more pictures in Discord. I'm just. This is one of my weird wonky areas where I'm just trying to respect um, what is there. It is a, it is, uh, it's four dragons. Um, it's the one that I ordered almost a year ago, and I didn't look at the size of it. I thought it was four separate projects. It is four dragons. It is a dragon of earth, water, fire, and spirit. Um, it is 85 centimeters long and 48 centimeters tall. And the only reason I know that is because they're nice enough to put the size on it. It is it is like the one big diamond painting project I have for the year. Like with Captain Penis and Divine Instinct, I have percentage goals. Like my yearly percentage goal for Divine is 5%. It might be more. Divine moves a little bit faster than Captain Penis over here, but with oh no, Divine is 10%. Captain Penis is 5% for the entire year, and I'm trying to be conservative with my goals because I've been getting distracted a lot. And uh oh oh so good news on me trying to exist in a world that sucks. I got a CGM. It is not my preferred CGM, but so far it's doing its job pretty well. There are some things I would love to change about its alerting system, but I haven't quite dug that far into the settings. I'm sure I can do stuff, but I got a CGM, so now I can at least rein that in. So my A1C and Hutchie, my A1C went from 7.2 to 8.5 without me having any sort of real control. So that is my 6-month goal, is to rein myself in. But I still don't have a pump, so I'm trying to organize that aspect of everything. But yesterday I planned on potatoing because it was my day off. I didn't have work, and I was doing my version of potatoing, which was sitting by the stove, keeping the house warm, crocheting, and napping. And I did all of those things. Then I got a text message saying, hey, we got your CGMs. And CGM is continuous glucose monitor. It's just easier to say CGM. And I'm like, oh, I've been waiting for this since Friday. So I get there, and they're like, no copay. And I'm like, woo. And for those of you who do not know what a copay is, it is paying even more for your insurance, even though you already pay for your insurance. Paying for paying for the stuff that they should already be paying for because you're already paying for it, but no copay. And I was like, yeah. So it's the Freestyle Libre 3. And I've only had it for a day, and I can definitely see that I need to rein in a lot. It's not anything surprising, but it's still kind of disappointing. Well, I found out that as a type 1, I'm a rarity. Um, I don't have any, I should look at the statistics. I prefer the Dexcom and the Omnipod because they're a closed loop system. The Dexcom would tell the Omnipod what my sugar was at, and the Omnipod would give me insulin according to that, and it would back off as it was crashing, or give me more as I was going into a high. But that's yeah. Oh, and the frustrating bit is because I'm a type 1, getting any sort of like visa or like a work visa or anything like that, because of the type 1, it's a lot harder because I am disabled. And even though I would give myself 90% functional. And yes, I have other disabilities, but a lot of places look at that type 1 as the big one, going, hey, this is going to cost a lot. And I get that. I understand. I'm not trashing on any country going, no, we don't want to take you. I don't have anything. I'm not super specialized. I'm giggling because I'm in that category where Elon Musk says we have to hire out, where I am highly specialized in certain areas of tech, but he wants to hire from out of country. I'm that category. I can't get a job to save my life in the tech industry, but I'm really good in healthcare. Funny enough, I have a lot of empathy. No, I don't pity, and I don't give a whole lot of sympathy out in healthcare, which is apparently really hard to do. But I mean, I've been run through the ringer so many times as I know that pity gets me nowhere. I do not pity people. I will help, and I understand where they are coming from. I've actually had more procedures than a lot of the people I help. And it's rough. Like, I get it. Like, oops. But it is kind of funny when the little old ladies are like, oh, I'm gonna go have this done. I'm like, yeah, I've had that done. You're gonna want to take some ibuprofen beforehand. Keywords being beforehand. And I know y'all have it on PRN, so ask about it beforehand. And if I know that they're getting ready, I'll try to like be like, hey, I'll be like, hey, you want to ask for this, or they've had certain procedures done. Like, I have had so much shit done to me that that some of these ladies are like, you poor soul. I'm like, don't. It's okay. I'm alive. I can help you through it because I've been through it. And I can offer you support, and I can tell you that, hey, you do come out on the other end. Yes, hospice is a little different. Palliative care is super rough, and and you have so much of a soul to be able to do that. Like, I have done it a few times. I have participated in palliative care. For me, it is easier the closer to the end that they are, because I can ensure that they will have a peaceful and fun, uh like they'll probably go laughing, at least if they hang out with me for a little bit, because for me it's part of the circle. It's the closure part of the circle. um I don't make it a sad event, but it still takes a part of your soul. And that's why I refuse to do it at work, because I have relationships. I have bonds with these people. And at work, I will not. I will not. Um because I have such deep relationships um with the people, I just I won't. I refuse. And it's and like, if someone was transferred into the facility and they were near end of life, I would be fine with that. Um and I don't bring it up. Like, I know people that I care for currently have a timeline, but I don't bring it up. No one needs to be reminded. No one needs to be reminded of that. And so many people, like, oh, bless your heart, you're so brave for doing these things. No, I get up out of bed and I put my pants on one leg at a time, just like everybody else. Um, I have come to terms, like, and that comes from a load of trauma. When I was growing up, every day my sugars were out of control, and let me tell you now, I don't think my sugars are below 200 right now. So I have taken my insulin, I have taken all of my metabolic meds, all that fun stuff, but it's still above 200. I will baby step it down throughout the course of the day, but I don't. For people in that situation, there's a level of respect. Like, yes, yes, it sucks, absolutely, totally sucks, but it also gives people time to come to peace with that suckage. Uh well, and there is that balance. Is like, you can know someone and not be close to them. Like, I'm I'm like that with a lot of people. Is like, I know them, but if they were to be like, "Hey, bugger off," I wouldn't be hurt. Now, there are a lot of people that I would be. I'd be like, "Oh my goodness, what did I do wrong?" Um, but and with me and my, like, at least my personal relationships, I don't have I got that specialization in the ADHD, is I don't have relationship deterioration. So you can walk off and be out of my life for 5 years. You can come back and I'll be like, nothing happened, because in my brain it didn't. You needed your time, and let's reconnect on where we are, or were, or whatever. And I kind of like that, because I have awful object permanence. It's not that I forget people exist, and I get super excited when they come back again. Oh, oh, that's rough. That is rough. I I have been very fortunate that I have never had to be in that situation. I'm just trying this weird little area here. I'm just trying to figure out, because it should be differently shaped, and I counted wrong somewhere in this chunk of chunk. So I'm and of course, with how this one is built, I did not notice that I miscounted until until it was too late. Just making sure that my camera is still seeable. Yeah, my computer's been being a dick the past couple days. Um, I've on, I've been beginning of the year. I need to make my digital footprint secure. Me, all of January. Fuck the computers. I've just been, I've been concentrating on trying to organize my stuff. Is know what I have, know where I want it to be, um, Oh yeah. Well, them's the rules. Them's the rules. I think honestly, I am I think I'm the nutter of my family because and it's a weird situation because I'm the weird one because death doesn't scare me. I have very little closure that I would need. I would want to put my affairs in order, as it were, but I am not concerned with it. I don't have any fear that I could have done better or that I could have been more. Um, I live my life as a kind and caring person. I work to improve myself daily and understand that some days are gonna fucking suck. Um, and having to be okay with that is the hard part. Is some days I am a flaming twat waffle. I try to curb those days, and I try to be a hermit in my in my shell when I'm having those moods because it's not fair to others because I am having a rough time dealing with myself, and that's most of what it is me having to deal with myself. But I am I am at peace um, with where I am, at least on a physical, spiritual, emotional level. I definitely have to do things like get my physical and material things to avoid a probate court. And I have a general idea, like where I want stuff to go. Oh my goodness. Yes, yes. Normal crazies. There is a baseline for crazy. I'm sorry. But there is. There's truly a normal baseline for crazy. I'm trying to I shut the dogs out of the bedroom so husband creature could get sleep. And then Pixie proceeds to bark at a cat walking down the street, right outside the window that is next to the door to the bedroom. Oh my goodness. Oh, I don't understand that. Like, I think what was I doing? Oh, so another update, Hachimo. Husband creature and I work at the same location now. Talk. Oh yeah. We work at the same place, and him and I were talking, and I've known my boss for we're going. I think we're going on. Damn, we're going on 7 years now. And it took a lot for me to be like, hey, I'm cool with him being here if you are, because we're short staffed, and he's willing to he's willing to do healthcare. And him and I were talking about how it could be seen as dangerous because we work with meds, and how there are people out there that would use that to their advantage. And I felt so gross. Like, I was like, no, no, that never. Like, I even feel gross thinking about other people doing it, much less myself. And yuck. Like, why would you do that? Like, I don't understand it. It's that impeccable sense of justice. Yes, we he works overnights and he passes meds, and I work the 3 to 11 and pass meds. But we kind of we parallel work together. But I was I was concerned with how coworkers would see it, and any if any nepotism um, concerns would be brought in. So I worked with my boss to make sure that that could not be perceived. Oh my goodness. I'm getting back to spots where I can actually recognize what's going on. Hello, Jules. How are you feeling? I know I've been like pissing on technology the past few days. Like I've been taking pictures and sending them to people, but I have been like, oh hey, that's that's not what I'm gonna do today. That's pretty much how it is. Is I see technology, I'm like, oh yeah, and then I'm like, nah, bruh, nah. Mhm. I was dragging out in the wild. I mean, if you guys want, I can always I can make a Discord channel. And Jules, you know you're welcome back. Like, I know you left the, the Discord, but you can come back. You know. Yeah, I can't make those promises. That's another thing. I, I'm I'm also brutally honest with stuff like that. Is like, you know what? Everybody is allowed to have their issues. Like, and I respect that. My best friend is, and please take this as I say it, with the lightest, like there's no shade being tossed, but I think it's more fear and lack of understanding. My best friend is scared of drag queens. Not angry or mean towards them, but legitimately scared. I don't have answers for that, and we always get into little tiffs when I'm like, why? So, but everybody has their things. I have a few. I'm gonna shut the drawer of things that Raw has issues with. Um, but it's okay. I don't want to ever have people feel like I am forcing something on them. Trying to figure out where the fuck I am. Okay, there's a. I'm brain computing, so if you see smoke rolling in, it's okay. So that is there. I am there. I need to I need to find. Oh, do I have another needle? I don't. I do though. I don't, but I do. Let me. Oh my goodness! I'm just trying to find a stick. I had one and it ran away, and I don't want to. I have a dick right now because I miscounted. I am trying to figure out where the fuck I am. Okay, so that is that. that count is actually... I'm getting to where the count actually makes sense here in a second. And then there's that there. And then this. This is the blank spot I should be leaving alone. I'm so glad. I generally the early ones are like quiet for the first hour, so I'm so glad that I caught a wild hutchie. Well, yes, I get that you being awake this late is not a good thing, but at the same time, yay! I'm being a little greedy right now because I am I'm trying to pick a day of the week. Like I'm considering rearranging a schedule. At least one of my days because husband creature works overnights. And in theory, I could do one later night, like an 11 p.m. kind of schedule, but I'd have to take off a daytime stream because I only want to do 4 days a week. I don't want to stream any more than 4 days a week, only for a couple hours. But I'm looking at it, but our schedule has to even out a little bit, so. Okay, so I am. Once I get down around this spot, my count evens out again, so I don't have to worry about it as much, which makes me happy. And of course, I of course love Scoopy, who saw Captain PP and ran off. Um, that's gonna suck. I just dropped the needle. I just dropped the pin. I found it, but it was in my pocket, and it was doing me a concern. I'm working around where I miscounted. Because after this line that I'm working on right here, these two spots, it evens back out to where it should be, which is nice, but still just hair raising. And frustrating. Hair raising and frustrating. Oh, I hate no good, very bad days. Dragon needs to come up to Maine, and while it's fucking cold, there's fewer no good, very bad days up here. So my pitch for Maine, while it is not, while it is not like a magical mythical wonderland, it only has one natural disaster that you really need to worry about. All the other ones are kind of like, we can pick up after this. All we have is blizzards. We don't have wildfires. Our tornadoes are kind of sissy. Hurricanes, once they make it up here, kind of peter out real fast. And if you live in the southern part of the state, you have access to like things like Boston and bigger metro areas. Like I'd even support the southern part of the state. A little bit more expensive, but it's still rural. The main accent is kind of like the Boston accent, where R's are hard. I work very hard to have that level of diction, but R's are still hard. We are we're a rural state that has access to bigger cities. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Hair dryer on the pipes. So it doesn't even touch what Dragon's going through. But yesterday, so Um, Tuesday, our pipes froze only on the second floor. Only on the second floor. Um, it's because the second floor, and it was only hot water. So only the hot water on the second floor froze. That's where our shower is, of course. We have a shower on the third floor, but currently it leaks, so I try to encourage not using the shower on the third floor because then we have rain on the second floor. Um, and the hot water froze, and I thought like heating the house up would remedy the problem, so I didn't do anything about it. Wednesday morning rolls around, husband creature needs to take a shower, and the water's still frozen. And I know exactly where it's frozen, and I'm like, motherfucker. So I go down into the basement, which is like one of my least favorite places to go in the house. It's not bad. Like I don't have a totally creepy basement, but getting down to the basement is hard. It's hard on my body. So I get down to the basement and I try to warm up the pipe from the bottom. Now, what it is I simply need to shut the water off for a day or a few hours, and I need to re-drill a hole because currently the hot water pipe goes through a 2x4 through the floor into a small unheated area of the house. Well, it's not unheated, like there's access to heat and heat can get in there, but it's it's a weird spot. It's hard to explain because rabid monkeys with ferrets in their pants built my house. So, and over 120 years ago at this point. So, it was frozen inside the span of the 2x4. The other side where the hot water was flowing was fine because the first and the third floor had hot water, and the third floor and the second floor connected at a T-joint. So I'm like, okay, that's not where it is. And above the floor was all warmed up because I put a space heater in the area. So it was specifically in the gap where the 2x4 had it blocked from any sort of heat. So I had to crawl underneath the stairs, which is even worse in the basement. And I got it unthawed just in time for him to go, hey, oh, hey, I'm all done taking my, and you can call it a medical sponge bath, but here in Raw Creature World, it is a whore bath. So he got all done his whore's bath, and I was like, really? But I enjoyed the functioning hot water last night. So, but yeah, I had to use a hairdryer because the space heaters weren't yeah, it was a hot mess, and it's motivated me to properly redo the plumbing on my second floor hot water feed. Not enough to do it right now because even though I have most of the pieces, it still requires a little bit more work than I'm willing to put into it. But, Dragon, all the loves, all the feels, I'm so sorry. Okay, we have gotten back to where the count is kind of right. Ish. Okay. My pipes don't freeze a whole lot because they are not up against exterior walls, which I got to give credit. That was it was a good call. They are not up against exterior walls. Some of them are near exterior wall, but they are not in or right like on the inside of the exterior wall. Like I don't have any pipes in the walls. Or do I? No, no. Ah, thank you, Hutchie. We miss you, and I am trying to. I'm trying to have at least one stream that might be 11:30 to 1 in the for a late cross stitch, and I kind of want to focus it on Captain Penis, but just because he's my late night boogie boy. Um, I'm trying to frame up. I have a little piece of string left, but boy, it's fine. He's allowed to sleep. Cesar is very upset that I am not letting him protect his dad by laying right on top of his face. Oh my goodness. I had I had to load up actual Twitch today to see my Twitch chat. So I have all the things. But at 10, I am going to be swapping over to a Be Right Back screen so I can put wood on the fire. Because husband creature is sleepy, and I'm trying to let him sleep as much as he can. Because he works tonight. Oh, I'm so excited tonight. I'm gonna some bring some yarn so I can work on some short feathers for Des surprise birdie. That was that. There's that. Hmm? That's not, but can't fix it so it is what I want. feel weird. Okay. There. I was trying to make it so I could see my chat and myself at the same time. There we go. There. Oh, I hear the chickadees. They're doing their chickadee call and not their cheeseburger call. Got that all set. I got that all set. Woohoo! I'm cruising right along. So with 939, I have two little spots up here that I'm probably just gonna tackle as one fixer upper spot. I have a spot right here, and then I have like little flecks across the, and then it'll be a color finish. But so far, I've gotten out of my weirdo, I messed up zone. Which is the block above this. I just got out of the area where I messed up. And today after stream, since I have to go to a staff meeting like right after I get done, well, I exaggerate. My staff meeting's at 2, but that means I have to adjust my entire existence. I'm gonna finish what I can of kitting up my big diamond. That's all I'm gonna do. Ooh, I might be able to just get the rest of this. I have extra spots. I'm like, nope, just gonna fill them in. I moved it when I didn't want to. Okay, so there's that there. Let's go down here. Okay. A little bit of a big jump for me, but this is literally the only stitch that's over in this area. So, kind of a pain in the butt. I've done 91 stitches today. I've almost broken 100 in the hour that I've... Okay, so it's 10:02. The 91 stitches. I'm going to go on a short break so I can put wood in the stove. I will be right back. Okay, there I am. Sorry. Yeah, I just have a huge bed of coals that I just toss a couple logs on to heat the coals up. At least while I'm streaming. Okay. Oh my goodness. Oh, next section. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Wow. That sucks, Jules. That sucks. I paused for the ad break to stop. Um, hello, hello. 31 months. Have I? Yeesh. I know in June I'm coming up on 3 years. I've heard. Um, is there anything I can do to help? Did you do you not do you have problems that I can walk you through? I can help you fix your stuff at your house. Like the physical plant. I can't. Wow. So I guess more than. Yeesh. Nope, that's not what I wanted. Okay, where is that what I wanted? Oh, yeah, I guess that is what I want. Okay. Um, for the pipes. Okay, so this is gonna sound complicated, and I apologize. Because I don't know your house setup. Um, is all the water frozen? If that, and can you access the main water pipe where it comes into the house? Like, is it all frozen or just certain areas? Um, because if it's everything, I would open all the sinks. Oh, fuck. Um, do you know where it comes up into the house? Um, where the first, because if that's the case, so you open up all your faucets and put a hair dryer uh on where it comes up in. Um, and the metal of the pipes with a hair dryer will heat up and the heat will travel down the pipes. So it should thaw them out. But the key is having all your faucets open so the call of the water is strong so that even if it just moves it just a little bit, it's a big enough call to break through the ice. All that you can, like your kitchen sink, your bathroom sink, tub, all of those open, and then a hairdryer on the water source. And just like I would just honestly, I'd set it a couple inches from the pipe, on something that's heat proof. Just set it on its side, aimed at the pipe, because that's what I had to do yesterday. Is I had to get my hair. My hair dryer lives underneath my kitchen sink because my hair dryer is for shrinky dink window wrap and for fixing frozen pipes. Hair dryer for hair, fuck that. But make the call big enough. I mean, even if you just want to like set your washer on a site if you can. I know my front load does not allow for that, but I know top loads you can do a rinse and spin, and then just tell it to do that, and it's gonna call the water. And if you have a big enough call, it will, once the pipe starts heating up, it will break through the ice. And to stop your pipes from freezing, and I know this will probably drive someone bananas, leave your water on a fast drip. As long as the water is moving, your pipes are less likely to freeze. So, like, leave a faucet, the sink on just a smidge. Hot water freezes faster than cold water. So I would just leave them both open just a little bit to keep them moving. Oh my. I don't know if it is an option. I know that Lowe's and Home Depot both sell a pipe wrap that in cold weather will automatically kick on to prevent freezing. Now, I know you can't get beneath your house, but maybe just having it on where it comes into the house, where the heat can travel up and down the pipe, that might be able to help. But I also live in an area where our water pipes are 6 feet down because that's where the frost line is. Like the water doesn't even come into my house. It's 6 feet down that the water comes into my house, and then like it does a U thing because we can't have it. We can't have it less than that because it will freeze. Oh. Oh. Okay. I'm sorry. Motherfucker. Now I need to learn how to teleport so I can just like snap my fingers and be down in. I was telling husband creature, if we ever move to a place that is not used to snow, I will still have an area of our residence that will have stuff for cold weather just because of how the world is changing. Like, I mean, Louisiana got 8 inches of snow. I I know like they've gotten dustings before, but that is a lot of snow for a place that is not used to snow. Like 8 inches is a lot for us up here. Like we don't panic because but that is a lot of snow. There's always percussive maintenance. A two by four, a 2x4 up against one of the pipes with a hammer, and hit the 2x4, and the vibration could shake the ice free. It just has to be a pipe that is relatively close to the main access pipe. And try not to let the anger of all the dragons out when doing something like that, because that's how worse shit happens. And legit, that is the voice of experience. I had to redo my hot water from my second floor, and this is where I could have fixed it earlier, but I didn't because I just wanted my hot water back. I had to redo my hot water from my second floor down to my basement because I hit it, and it was a galvanized pipe that was soldered to a copper pipe, and that's where I learned shut-off valves are important. And I didn't have any, so I had to shut water off to the entire house, until I could fix the hot water issue. And oh my fucking word. So I learned the scrappy basics of plumbing. Be careful with percussive maintenance. And I can't like I lucked out big time with my house. My main water pipe comes up right through the center of my house. So my main line almost never freezes. What freezes for me is my second and third floor hot water. But those are their access points are easier than a crawl space. But oh my goodness, I'm so sorry, Dragon. I wish I could come down there because I'm scrappy and I'm pretty sure I could fit under your house. Actually, I have coveralls and I have fit underneath my house in probably much tighter spaces. So and while I am horrendously claustrophobic, I would go under your house for you. Okay, let's see where I. Yay! I'm finally kind of back on track. I'm gonna send you. I'm gonna send you a jet engine, space, a garage space heater. They look like turbines. They probably actually are what keep Day's factory floor space warm. Um, if they're in that general area, and I know I've I've uttered I've uttered poor names, but just put that at the the access point to your crawl space, and it heats under your house. Uh, but they're huge. And they sound like jet engines too. But they do their job. They actually have fire in them. They're propane powered, and they do their job. Jules knows what I'm talking about. And Jules, did they at least reschedule? Oh yeah. Jeez. Oh, does he like peppermint? Because it won't fix it, but peppermint will stop a lot of nausea. Um, and I'm sure your dad would appreciate the break, Jules. I'd send my dad too. Like that could be dangerous. My dad's a engineer who has nuclear knowledge. Um, that could be fun. My dad is an electrical engineer, so he could wire it. So I mean he's essentially rebuilt the house I grew up in. But when I have wiring problems, he's the man for the job. See, my dad has OCD, so he would rewire your entire place, and it would be gorgeous. Like, I as like my house, I've taken I've taken all the interior, exterior walls out, all the those walls out, and I have all new wiring on the second and first floors. All new, all properly organized, and all have enough space that when I go from a fuse box to a circuit breaker, I can transfer them, but they're all gorgeously. I still need to put junction boxes in the basement with some of the connections, but it's all just gorgeously wired, and I know where they all go. Um, yeah, he would OCD on your house, and he would have fun. He's much like me in that aspect. Um, I don't. It's one of those things where it's not necessarily genetic, um, but once he starts a project, and and he's the one where I got this from, is is when you're doing something, do your best. Um, it might not seem like a big deal, but do your best. Don't half-ass things, and especially when you're giving to others, don't half-ass things. And that's why I tell people is like, it doesn't matter what I'm doing for a job or a thing. Like, if I'm half-assing it, then I didn't want to do it. If I am doing and giving of myself and my time willingly, um it will be the best damn thing that I have done. But between the two of them, they could fix and rewire and re-plumb your house. And maybe toss a nuclear reactor in there. Or my dad could at least make sure it was safe. And Jules's dad could make sure it was properly cooled. I just realized my counting error made it so there was a lot more gaps than I initially thought. So I'm fixing that. I'm trying to find the very top of where I need to just stop filling in because whoopsie. Um, and then I can actually start focusing on following the pattern part. And funny enough, our favorite Shop Like a Billionaire place has small camp stoves, and they can throw a lot of heat. Like I have I have a wood stove that is it's a 500-pound steel stove. It is rated for 2,100 square feet outward. My house is 1,800 upward. So and with the negatives that we've been having, it has been busting its steely little ass to keep the house warm. But those little camp stoves throw a lot of good heat. And as long as you have it like setting on tile or something that's not going to melt, no linoleum, probably could handle a wood floor because wood doesn't spontaneously combust, but even I have fire mat underneath. Um, and it probably at one point in time did in fact have fireplaces and a wood stove, but as modernization said, oh those suck, you don't want those. because in my house, um, the kitchen cook stove port was thimbled up. Um, the basement, which was probably the heating stove, that thimble was bricked over. And I have my fireplace, which is its own separate entity. Funny enough, they didn't brick it up. It's absolutely gorgeous. Um, but I have that, and they put it in the dining room because they wanted a wood stove for ambiance. The wood stove that was in my house when I moved in was like this little dinky ass little thing, and I'm like, no. So, husband creature and I was, yeah, and yeah, it sucks. I remember, okay, and God, I think Jules might have been old enough. Um, the ice storm of 1998. Um, it and while I currently live in the middle of downtown, in 1998 I lived 5 miles outside of town, and we lost power for a few days. We had a kerosene heater, and we would get woken up. We would have windows open, and there would be every couple of hours there would an alarm would go off, and everybody had to wake up. So yeah, yeah, the times we. I'm kind of. It's doing me concerned that there's absolutely no heating system at all in your place. Is that common? Like, I legitimately don't know. In the southern states, is not having any heat or any type of furnace, is that common? I've 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 always grown up in, well, I've lived in Maine in my entire life. So I've never known a winter without winter. It boggles my mind. Like, I love watching people seeing snow for the first time. It brings me joy and hilarity all at the same time because people are, the fuck is this shit? And I'm like, that is cold stuff. Right now you're seeing it where it's still pretty. But the reason I started using a wood stove is, I when we'd lose power at home, I remember how much it sucked to be cold, and I never wanted that. And yes, when it's super cold out, I do have to toss a blanket on, like my unicorn blanket, or I have to wear mittens or whatnot, and that's not a problem. Um, but I can always choose to go down and sit right next to the wood stove, and I will be warm next to the wood stove. So, like, when the power goes out at my house, um, because like I'm not someone who is like actively prepping for the apocalypse, but I would do okay if one were to happen. But I have a gas stove, so as long as I have a source like a lighter or a match, I can cook my food. I have the wood stove, so in the winter I have a source of heat, and I can cook my food if I need to. Um, the spoilage comes in as I have city water and sewer, so my toilets don't go out, but I do know that if you have a well, You fill up the 5 gallons if you suspect the power's going to go out, and you dump it down. I am country enough to know that. I know how to grow my own food. I'm actually pretty good at growing food. Um, the only problem is with the living things like chickens and rabbits. I need someone else to kill them. But oh, oh, yeah. Oh. But unfortunately for me on the zombie apocalypse team, it comes into that whole insulin thing. Okay, let's see. Those two, that one. There we go. Okay. I'm gonna be a little backwards on this piece. But again, and I don't know how much you guys talk to him. I don't even know. I don't even know what part he lives in or where he's from. But is Cajun okay? Because again, 8 inches of snow in Louisiana. Um, that that is like setting Maine on fire and going good luck, because that's a lot of snow. That's uh that's when you get the big steel tubs or the hand pumps. Like my grandmother growing up, on top of her well, yeah, she had all the she had all the modern amenities, but at the top of her well, she had a good old fashioned hand pump. I loved that thing. I'm weird. I loved I loved pumping the water up from the well. Oh, still that is a lot. Like I was I was watching TikTok the other day with a husky that was raised in Georgia who'd never seen snow before. That was great. That was so great. Like you could see the dog going, my lineage calls me. I know what this is. And then the snow zoomies occurred, and I was like, yes. Okay. This is what happens when I have 2 days off and all kinds of stuff happens. Is I talk more than I stitch. Still aiming for 939 to be done. Um, I have fixed almost all of my boo boos. Mm-hmm. So this month, for those of you who've been paid bi-weekly ever in your life, this month for me is a 3 paycheck month where all of my bills are currently paid and I get paid again one more time. So I'm gonna be a responsible adult, and I'm gonna pay ahead on a couple of my bills. I'm gonna pay off some bills that I would have otherwise struggled to pay off. And I think I'm gonna set some aside, not all of it. I'm gonna set some aside, and um, I'm gonna spend some quality money on me. I don't know what I'm gonna spend it on yet, but I'm gonna. In about 15 minutes, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go and be right back so I can go put wood in the stove. Mhm. Pixie says hello. No, 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 no. I'm not gonna pet you. You're gonna knock stuff over. They are very upset that they can't like wake husband creature up because I'm like the worst mom ever. Pixie! No, we don't need to cry. You're fine. I don't know why we're crying. No one's paying attention to her. I don't know. As I'm sure you guys have totally seen that I ignore my dogs all the time. All the time. It's not like they're an integral part of my existence and my personality. Like I just totally ignore them. Man. Oh my god. Oh, the sass that I just got out of that one. Hmm. Two. Yeah. I got done this wonky ass until the next round of colors, which I'm not. Until the next round of colors, I got it done. Honestly, I think husband creature is starting to wake up, so they're hearing him, and it's driving them bananas essentially. We are done that weird clump there. I'm trying. I am not one for beauty supplies. I am not one for any sort of skincare routine, save for in the winter. In the winter, I moisturize like it's nobody's business because when my skin starts getting dry, it doesn't necessarily break. My skin getting dry is more to the equivalency of it just getting tighter. I don't. It doesn't crack. It doesn't split. So I'm lucky and I'm fortunate in that area. But it gets itchy and tight. So I make sure that I moisturize because my body is like, no, you. And I need to remember today. And I'm saying this out loud so I can remember to toss a small tube of cream in my work bag because the work is dry. Work has very dry air. It's very hot because of the, the population I work with. Um, and me saying that, it was actually cold at my workplace for the past couple nights because it was so cold outside. Like our big furnace was having issues, and these people all have their heat cranked to like 80 or 90. Well, 80 is the max it goes. It doesn't go to 90, but their rooms were barely cracking like 72. Okay, so we're going down to this clump here, which I hope lines up properly because I don't want to figure anything else out. Okay, so there's this, and then there's two up. And then, okay, so it does line up, which is nice. Woohoo! Yeah, there's a small clump here. There's a couple of freelancers down a little lower, and then there's a little bit over on the other side. We are coming into the conclusion. I would love to say that it will be all done in 10 minutes for the 11 o'clock, for the closing hour, but I think it'll be a little bit past. Mhm. Mhm. Oh, and I want you guys to know how much of an aughts girl I am. My favorite smell of lotion is the Bath and Body Works cucumber melon. I don't know if they still keep it, but the original scent is the one that I had. I I might have hoarded some of the lotion, but the original cucumber melon scent was my favorite. And unfortunately, I'm starting to run out, so I'm gonna have to go sniff and see if the say A, see if they still have it. B, see if it's still the same. But I also use, let's see, for my feet, I use Lubriderm, diabetic foot care, because that keeps my tootsies going. I also use Eucerin, uh, Eucerin, and yeah, for it's. I still remember the day my doctor told me this. Is it was one of my physicals, and it was 5 or 6 years ago. And she's like, "Well, do you have any other questions?" And so right here, sometimes when I get dehydrated or my skin gets super dry, it looks like ass right here. It's like droopy and it's and I'm like, well, I've noticed like around here, um, around my throat gets really yucky sometimes, and I'm just wondering if there's anything I can do to be proactive about that. And she just looks at me. She looks at where I'm showing her. She's like, that's just because you're getting old. And I I was just floored. But I use crepe skin lotion on my neck, and it keeps it from looking like butt. And winter is when I use like lotion. Summer I use sunscreen. Mhm. Mhm. Oh, I gotta show you guys once I'm done this little block of color. Because before I get back with before I run away to go put logs on the fire, or at least go check the fire. I don't know as if I'll need to put logs on, but I do need to at least check it. I'm working on this year's flowers. So I'm gonna knock $5 off the price of last year's flowers. And this is a marketing ploy, so those of you watching, tune into me for more tips on marketing ploys. But my last year's flowers are going to be knocked down $5, and then this year's flowers are going to stay the same price that they were. Um, but I've gotten so much better. Like my Thai rose actually came out a lot better. I still need to get better at the petals, like the gluing them together, but still, the one that I have looks just so much better. stay tuned for more tips and tricks on how I want to sell stuff so I can buy more craft supplies. Huh? I think I'll get done this little chunk of color with enough time to show off my flower and then do a burb. That is, as long as I have enough string. If I have to change string, I'm gonna. Oh, go Jules! I forgot to pull something to make for food, but I'll grab leftovers. We have plenty. I have 2 more stitches. I'll do the 2 stitches and show you my pretties. So I don't know how much you guys actually paid attention to Squirrel Station, but Spaz put Spaz shared some rough news yesterday, and I feel for him. I need to reach out and say like, hey yo, I'm here. I did read it. I read and reacted, but I haven't gone any further than that. Okay, so we're done that little patch. Nice, almost 200 stitches. Now this is this year's round of tie roses. I'm only going to make 2 or 3 because they are rather labor intense, and I still need to finish wrapping the stem itself. But I have pretty. So this has its sleeve on and everything, and it is like it's pretty bulky. But this is I still have to trim, and I still have to do a couple of things to it. But these I put up for $40, and I'm gonna have, if you have color ideas, it's 3 colors. 2 of them have to be like a light and a dark. But I love having color ideas. But this is my retail work that I was doing a lot of yesterday. I'm gonna be right back because I gotta go make sure stuff. Ah, there we are. Ah, mail truck's outside, so I might be getting packages today. I don't know. Ah, deep breath. Ah, I've rushed myself, but there. Another few logs in the stove. And now, gotta find out where I'm going next. Geesh, I have less than 20 stitches of this color left, so I'm gonna tackle that beast. What's going on? Oh yeah, I saw that. Uh no, for the remainder of birthday / Christmas, um, I got husband creature some magic cards. He plays magic cards, so I footed the bill for some specific cards he wanted because I've been harassing him. Like I'm like, dude, either give me a list or make a list and I will pay for it. And he finally put some on a list. So I was like, okay. And he's like, I'm so sorry, they cost. I'm like, dude, this is your Christmas / birthday gift, in addition to all the other things. So he's a happy camper now. That I have watched packages that were shipped from Brewer, which is like 2 miles away from me. I watched them go down to Nashua, New Hampshire. And then come back up to Hamden, which is our processing center, then go back to Portsmouth, and then back up to my doorstep. And I'm like, I could have walked across the bridge and gotten it faster. You know what? This is how much of an adult I am. Woo, new mop. I actually need to get a new mop. I need to be more invested in actually mopping too. But I'm just waiting for the ad break to end. I didn't see that it had started, so Jules missed my joke. That is ridiculous. That is so ridiculous. Like I and some of the things that I see, like I could literally walk to the processing center. I could walk to the processing center, which is like 3 miles away from where I live, and pick up a package faster than I could have it shipped out and delivered across town. And that's the frustration point with me. It's like, well, people complain about how much places are spending. For example, where I work, it's Medicare funded. If someone refuses a medication that I've popped out of a bubble pack, medication is fine. No one's touched it. No one's looked at it the wrong way. It is the right med. It could be given at a different time. But because I popped it out of the bubble pack, we have to send it to destruction because the person refused it. We are wasting medications in that way. I'm like, and you complain about waste. If things were streamlined, if they were cost saving, they would be more streamlined, more effective, not necessarily wrong. There is a difference between streamlining for the sake of, oh, hey, we don't need this step, or common sense. Yeah. I think I think my ads are done. But I just made a bad joke that I need to get a new mop, and I also have to like invest in liking mops, like trying to actually keep my house mopped. Which, let's be fair, folks, it's not gonna happen. I have I have a very muddy backyard and dogs, so it's not gonna happen. Oh, I think husband creature stirred. Yep, he stirred. They're starting to cry. Whew, that's a lot of that color. Okay, we're going to the final area of 939. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's Jeez. So for bed pads, they make cloth ones. They're called chucks. They're cloth and they're I mean they're not super soft, but they are reusable. So um if you need them, they make the cloth quilted ones. I actually have one downstairs. Oh my goodness. I know I kind of like barged in and was like, "Oh yeah, here, this is an alternative," without you actually saying you needed them. But if it's something you've thought about, okay. So this, yeah, and the cloth reusable ones are really good. I know. I I have the adult sized ones for use at work, so I totally get it. Yes, yes, they should be. Last few of this color. Of course, it has to be everywhere, and my hair has to be getting tangled in all of it. But Okay, so now we're going down to this. Okay. Got 7 stitches left to do, and then this color is done on this page. Just super excited. I'm done with 939 for a bit. Honestly, I think the next color I'm going to tackle, it's a yellow that goes in all the little white spots here. So I think that'll be my next color to tackle. Just because I'm, again, done with blue. And its varying shades. The problem with liking the darker cross stitches is there's a lot of blue. But once I get into the humanoid part of this, there'll be lots of shades of brown. That's right, folks. That's right. Dionysus is not. He is not pink. So tomorrow I'll be here 10 to 2, or 10 to 12, not 10 to 2. 2's way too close to having to go to work, but 10 to 12. I'm hoping, I think I have a 2-cart night tonight. I can hope. I can really hope. But if I don't, that's okay. Okay. 939 is done on this page. All done. Woo! And I need to bobbin. I need to bobbin the skein that I took off from. But okay. 939 is all done on the page. Do-da, do-da. Oh my goodness, I'm stuck on myself. but 9:30 I think is the one that I'm gonna do next. Let's see. Nope, not the one I was thinking of. It's a shade of green, I guess. Um, I mean, it fills in quite a bit, but at the same time, not really feeling it. So let me find the color I was thinking about. No, that wasn't it. You would think I would remember what it is, but nope. Mm, 37. That the one? No. 3822. There it is. 3822. 3822 is the color that is gonna get. I wonder what I've used it before. I'm just wondering where, because it's neat and tidy. I even the penmanship on it is even actually kind of nice. Like, I was taking my time when I was writing that. Like, and that's a rare thing, friends. That is rare. Okay. So this color is all up in here, and for the next 30 minutes, we will be working on it. Well, 40 ish. Sorry. Oh. Well, that's. I gotta adjust this because I gotta go up higher in the project. I think just because how this is I'm just gonna go down in the clumps of 10, just cause. Because it's super weird. Okay, so we're gonna start off. Yellow on yellow accent. Yeah, the block that I'm working on is the main chunk of it. Um, and there's like one over on this side, and there's like one down here. So I'm gonna do the big chunk on stream. And then, in all fairness, since this is one of those colors that's either or, that I was like, yeah, I can do this on stream or not. I'll probably finish it before tomorrow. Or just as we start tomorrow, we'll get it all done. I love having color finishes. Mhm. Oh, yeah, and this doesn't fill all of the spots that are in here, so that's why I have to be a little careful. Mhm. I even because of how this color is, I'm even breaking it down even further than the 10 by 10 block. Oh my goodness. It feels like I just have a loogie just right beneath where I swallow. All my airways are clear. Everything is fine. And I would love to have that swallow test that my doctor wants to have, but at the same time, I sure as heck can't pay for it. Take all takes as much as I can to get the bare minimum I need to just continue being a contributing member of society. One second, I'm gonna mute my mic. I'm gonna make some noise.
A new wave of power arises. From the ashes, new heroes born. An emergence
There we
of
go.
hope
Well,
on the horizon.
there we go for now.
A sense of victory at the break of dawn.
Okay. Set those two down.
A new
All the
time
crying.
has
All
come.
the crying that is going
The
on.
rise of heroes.
Hmm. You know, I memorize about 3 stitches and where they're located, so I can pick my way through this weird ass maze.
Rise up. A new time has come.
Hmm.
We shall rise undefeated. With sword and shield in our hands. Rise up and vanquish the enemy. The rise
Closing up the little
of
hole.
heroes.
Have to do some sketchy shit. Do-da, do-da. Hope I get away with it. Oh, do-da. Ha, freak. Mhm. I think whatever I used this last, it was a very small color. Mhm. One diagonal. Mhm. Yeah, so probably tomorrow I'll be working on the color 930. It is, it fills in all of this area here, all these little white dots down the side here, fills in this gap here. Like it's a dark green blue, and that is the last big color on this page. So I do have to tackle some of the little colors. I think I'll get about 250 stitches today. I talked an awful lot, so. I don't have enough to end and move back. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna do the X's across the bottom here. Piece 4 will be the last of this piece of string. Trying to use the short piece of string that I already had cut so that I can be smarter and pull a longer piece of string. Well, I'm sorry that I've been keeping you awake. Maybe sleepy? I don't know about you guys, but I've definitely noticed like some degradation in my internet. I'm only on for a few more minutes though. Hey, look, more scissors. I'm hoping that I can fill in these little this block while I'm still on air, but I don't have a whole lot of whole lot of extra bonus time today, so that kind of makes it suck. Oh, it is just one piece. Okay, last piece. But I mean, if I've been keeping you awake while you were driving, that's good. Like we can't have you sleeping while you're driving. Oh, I can't even express how awful it is to try to see this yellow on yellow action going on here. There's a 3. The darker colors, it's a little easier, but this yellow, it reflects light a little bit better, so it's really hard. Oh, I haven't even looked yet. And if we can all play nice, then the answer is yes. I just have not hit that part of my day yet. Oh, I guess it should have looked a little better. The edge, only the edges where I have to be careful about what's going in this entire area. All this color. So that definitely makes life a little easier. That one. where I am. Okay. Okay. I lost my place. Oh, let's see. Just get that one off. And then that one right here. Oh, at least finding space in this one is kind of easy. This one. Mhm. Okay, now I get to pull a longer piece of string. Ugh, almost to 250. I'm at 246. I can definitely hit 250 for the stream today. Yeah, this color might not even use all the string that I bought for it because it is it's only 2,500 stitches, so it's not a huge color. uh, I just kind of like I've accepted that my life is mostly chaos, so I just kind of make time within the chaos. And it's not always a lot. Like it really isn't. I have one more module on my cybersecurity thing left to do, and it in all theory I should have already been done, but just making time within that chaos. I'm bringing my small colors to work today to work on the small feathers. So I'm gonna make a variety of feathers for Das present, and then I'm gonna decide which ones are actually gonna go on, and I am going to be making another one of those, another one to have as a showcase piece. Because I have plenty of stuff that's affordable, so I'm not worried about overpricing my stuff. It's I'm going to have a few pieces that cost something. I girl, I get it. Like this is week 2 of relatively average occurrence. Like, yeah, I've had some doctor's appointments and whatnot, but I haven't had to work a different shift. I haven't had to pull a double. I haven't had to um, do anything insane. So I haven't had to work 8 days in a row or 9 days in a row. So at 5 of, I'll stop and I'll give the wild snack. So today wasn't so wild, other than the one color finish. One color finish on the page. Woo! I have so on the meadow dragon. Meadow dragon is almost done, except for his feet and his the ear fins, and I need to focus on those, and I just haven't been able to sit down and do that. So that's where that is. I think I think Saturday I'm gonna sit down because yesterday was sitting down and focusing on Das present. It's just sitting down and getting most of that done. Now I have the feet and I have accessory feathers left to do on that one before assembling. Um, and I think Saturday might be the okay. Well, I'm gonna get Das project finished and then I'm gonna tackle whatever I have left of Meadow Dragon. Oh,
My mind is like a hive.
intrusive are just bees buzzing to stay alive, distracted and elusive. They collide within my mind, and I struggle to think with my thoughts in a bind, and I push to the brink of insanity. Lost in thought, I wander down a path to my inner world. The complexity leads me to ponder, and the depths of my emotions swirl. Though the bees can get overwhelming, the inspiration they mold in their buzzing I find compelling, a reminder of the power I hold. So I embrace the bees within my brain, even when they drive me insane. For in their chaos, I find a refrain of the beauty and complexity of my inner terrain.
Yay.
You will never understand that this is my norm, and I have chosen to embrace the swarm, the swarm, the swarm, the swarm, the swarm, the swarm.
I can't bend. So once the string is almost done, so once I'm done this piece of string, I'll read off what I accomplished. At least when it comes to Captain Penis. And tomorrow we'll have a brand new color to work on. Okay, so today we started off at, let me take a look, see here. We started off at 1.28%. We are now at 1.34%. That's pretty good progress. We got 273 stitches all done. And that drives me insane because if I had more string, I would have easily made it 75. But we're just going to have to be okay with that. Tomorrow, I'll be here from 10 to noon. We'll be working on the color 930. It is a pretty big color, so I'll probably be working on it the entirety of the stream. But I want everybody to be kind to themselves without hurting others. Be kind to others without hurting themselves. My brain kind of wandered off halfway through that line. Drink your water, take your meds. Stay warm, because goodness knows the cold has decided to go everywhere now. I have to go find food and get ready for my staff meeting and then get ready for my shift at work. So it's going to be all kinds of crazy fun. Ah, hope everybody has a fantastic day, and I will see you all on the flip side.